Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Matt Damon's new film Stillwater finds him leaving every trace of his Massachusetts upbringing behind to play an Oklahoma dad with a complicated family life. It's now in theaters and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Matt Damon plays Bill Baker, a construction worker whose work is light and would like to get back into the oil industry. He's had a rough life, which is further complicated by the fact that his daughter, Allison, played by Abigail Breslin, is serving prison time for the murder of her girlfriend. Now, she's always proclaimed her innocence, and now Bill heads back to Marseille, France, hoping to reopen the case and exonerate his daughter. Stillwater comes from director Tom McCarthy, who also co-wrote the screenplay. He won the Oscar a few years ago for writing the movie Spotlight. McCarthy picks up the story in the middle of Bill and Allison's fight for justice. He never plays a full hand, keeping his audience always guessing as to what actually happened between Allison and her girlfriend on the night of the murder. Prison visits between Bill and Allison are kept short and under the radar, as we come to find out that both are kind of playing each other to a certain degree, as the trust between father and daughter has been broken. There's an uncertainty as to where the truth lies between them. The less you know going into this film, the better, so you're left really playing detective along the way as Bill tries to overturn her conviction through some pretty unethical methods. He's on the lookout for an Arab man named Akeem, who may have been involved that night, but has never been found since then. Is he actually real, or was he a decoy for Allison? This all comes into play, raising tension and complications in the racially charged neighborhoods of Marseille. The language barrier becomes an issue for Bill, too, in trying to be heard and understood. He goes on to be assisted by a French woman and her daughter, and as he's trying to build this new relationship with her that he never had with his own daughter. McCarthy gives the first half of this film a really strong momentum in not only finding Akeem, but he films the city of Marseille in a way that really captures the isolation Bill feels in his journey. Now, about an hour in, McCarthy cuts to 4 months later, and that's when the pace really starts to drag, as McCarthy really loses the ground that he was covering. He gets back on track, but never fully earns the emotional reach that it wants in this middle section. You really start to feel its 2-hour, 20-minute runtime, wondering when it will come back around again. Don't worry, it does, with some pretty shocking choices that Bill makes. The whole film is grounded in a really strong performance by Matt Damon. He looks and carries himself as a worn-down, blue-collar Oklahoma dad just trying to get by. He's got the weathered ball cap, the plaid button-down, he's got a cigarette in his hand, and that really overly bushy goatee. He actually shows a lot of restraint, as he's not the charming, smooth-talking image that we typically associate and enjoy out of the actor. Abigail Breslin is wonderful as his daughter, who's clearly been through trauma but never fully lets on to her truth. It's clear that Stillwater borrows from the Amanda Knox story from 2007, while trying to not be a complete retelling of her story. It's not even given the inspired by text at the beginning or end of the film. Tom McCarthy's made an engaging think piece, asking how far you would go to prove your child's supposed innocence. I'm giving Stillwater 3.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got some movie reviews, as well as my appearances on Twin Cities Live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Stillwater. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.